Welcome to the Evening Gamer. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Guy. Welcome, everybody. Or should I say welcome back?
Yeah, welcome back. Has been a while.
It has been a spell. Apologies. I've been away for the last 2.5 weeks in Hawaii.
You haven't seen you in ages.
Aloha, motherfucker.
How was it? How was it?
Yeah,
You've come back very tanned.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Aloha, motherfucker.
I feel, I've sort of spent 2.5 weeks sitting by a beach. You know, it was a beautiful holiday.
Sounds tough.
Yeah, I know. I sort of, obviously, a bit of a privileged position of being able to sort of go away 2.5 weeks and just sit by a beach. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was great.
The Evening Gamer on tour. Did you see that story post?
I did see that story post. I mean, that was just about my only Instagram post I did over there, and I did appreciate the repost.
You are a bit of a social media recluse.
I am a bit. I don't know. It's just not my vibe. You know, I'm not there for it.
You're not very good at here's my life.
Well, yeah, because it's my life.
Yeah.
Get your own life. Stop living through mine.
You know who I was watching again today was Bo Burnham.
But
Have we mentioned him on this podcast before?
I don't know if we have. I tried showing it to Em, but it sort of wasn't really. We weren't in the mindset for it. But he's so good.
He's
I really
so
like
talented.
him.
Anyone out there that's might be into performing and comedy and a mixed mash of those two things, Bo Burnham is just the base.
His COVID one, I remember that sort of really kind of summed up COVID well.
Yeah.
Sort of his life during that time. It was very, very good. That
and
one.
you kind of sit there and you're like, how do I feel about this?
Yeah.
But it was fucking good. So what else?
Yeah, well, what have you been playing while I've been gone, my man?
Well, I actually got a rig.
Hey!
So I finally pulled the trigger
PC
on buying
Master
a PC.
Race.
Yep.
Let's start frog marching.
What did you say, Master Race?
Yeah.
M&K now, baby.
M&K.
Let's go. My skill set is diverse.
Nice. Well, yeah, I mean,
It's not. I'm fucking shit on M&K right now.
Okay.
But it's been refreshing.
Did you ever play Counter-Strike 1.6 back on M&K back in the day?
But not like. Oh, I don't know if it was ever on M&K. I just remember playing it in school.
Yeah, well, I mean, that would have been M&K.
Yeah, it was M&K, but not at home on my own rig with
No, well, yeah, really but I mean, you've probably got some what is it, reflex memory kind of stuff up there of when you were playing it.
Reflex memory? Muscle memory?
Yeah, you go. Muscle memory. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, but I played a lot of Minecraft on M&K.
Yeah.
And RuneScape.
Yeah, fair. And RuneScape.
Oh. And to be fair, I've been picking up Apex. Kyle was like, do M&K, bro. Don't play controller shooter. I was like, but I'm so good at controller shooter, man.
Yeah.
That's where my skill set is.
Yeah.
And holy shit, when you try bind your keyboard to every command in an FPS game, you forget how many fucking things you're doing.
Of course.
When you play Apex.
Yes.
You forget things because on M&K you can't, you know how on a controller when you play Apex you hit RB, to do your ultimate? You can't have bindings like that on a controller.
Oh, man.
So it needs to be bound to a key.
Jeez. And
you actually forget how good you are at controller.
Yeah.
Everything that has a heal, pinging. Your
Yeah.
grenade menu. It's actually crazy.
That's challenging. Yeah.
And it is it's tougher on M&K to master for sure.
No, for sure, yeah.
Definitely. It's been quite the learning curve, especially with my KD 1.6.
Yes.
So I just transferred that all over to my
So
PC
now you're on M&K playing Apex. Out of you and Kyle, who's putting up more K damage?
Oh, actually last time we played it was me.
Hey!
But I think Kyle's Oh, not every time. Look, Kyle's obviously way better at M&K than I am at the moment. But I'm just getting, my lobby's a very difficult space to learn something new.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I've got people tap strafing on me in 360 and shit. And I'm just like, what am I doing here?
Nice. Well, I'm excited for you, mate, to get a PC. I'm looking at it right now. It looks like a little beast down there.
It is. It's so good. Great purchase. Been playing some games that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes, Ghost of Tsushima.
A fucking game, bro.
You see they announced a sequel for it, Ghost of something else.
What, already?
Yeah, they had the Sony big gaming conference where they announced all their games coming up and a sequel.
G Summit or something.
I don't know what it was called.
Was that the political one?
I don't know. I wasn't following sort of what they call these damn conferences. They're more just sort of looking at what games they're announcing. But yes, a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, and there was a little video and everything. Looks really good. Yeah,
well, I'm not surprised there's a sequel because the storyline in Ghost of Tsushima is fucking spot on.
Oh, it's fantastic. I watched a YouTube clip while I was away, which was like a game ranks, which I really like game ranks. I don't know if you've seen the YouTube clips. They do great sort of top 10 clips of best gaming storytelling, sort of in gaming history.
Like per game or from developers?
No, per game, right. Not by developer. And sort of the classic Red Dead Redemption.
I was going to say Rockstar would be all over that.
Yeah, but what was really interesting was Sony. They'd put a lot of Sony games in their lineup of the God of Wars, The Last of Us. Sony, I feel like really at the moment are kind of knocking it out of the park with really good storytelling and good games.
Well, they have a few pin-up boys there. Like God of War, his character arc is fucking outstanding.
Yeah, but it's even like they went, this YouTube clip went into great detail about the sort of cinematography of it and the CGI, of these actors. They obviously got all the sort of the things they put on their face to match the reactions and all the rest of it. And they've got some pretty big name people now coming into gaming. Like they had Idris Elba in Cyberpunk and, obviously Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
It was a really good sort of clip, but Mass Effect was one of the ones they put in the list, I think.
That makes sense. Did you see the reel I sent you about gaming as a competitive space? I've sent you a ton of reels lately.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't watch a single reel while I was away, and I tried to catch up, and I might have missed a few. Apologies.
Took a full break.
Well, no, seriously. Like, I got back into Sydney, and I opened my Instagram, and I barely been on apart from that one post I did. And, like, I showed Em my list, and, like, it was a fucking, like... It took me probably about an hour to catch up.
Yeah, fuck. Did you have a good laugh, though?
Oh, I had a great laugh. Yeah, that was some fantastic. Yeah, I was beside myself. I was giggling like a little child at the airport.
I'm in so many different groups with you. I get the same reel a couple of times.
Yeah,
as well.
I know. Yeah, you sort of like, yeah.
Nah, but this one was it was from I think it was an Indian tabloid, like news outlet.
Okay.
That was reporting on gaming as a competitive space and like comparing it to other sports and like esports as a whole.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the gaming Olympics.
Huh.
There was something like, I think it was like there were 112 competitors. There was 60 million viewers worldwide.
What?
And the prize money was like 40 million.
Oof.
And there were like 12 events. And like she put it...
what are we talking? Are we talking like sort of from Tetris to fucking COD or something? Like,
I don't know the games, but I'm assuming a mix of probably competitive
probably
FPS,
StarCraft
maybe COD, maybe Apex, your main streamers. But then she put it directly beside Wimbledon and the Cricket World Cup.
Like the numbers of viewers and stuff like that.
Yeah, the esports is like actually blowing them out of the water.
Get out of town. Because I mean, the World Cup, because of the amount of Indian viewers, often is really high up there and kind of even exceeds kind of the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong on that one, but damn. Yeah.
But it's kind of what we've been speaking about last couple of episodes. It's like... It's becoming a fucking thing. Like gaming's not a gimmick anymore.
It's certainly garnering respect now.
Yeah,
more so than it ever has before.
Yeah, but like now people are actually training to get this skill set so they can become professional because there's a fucking career there.
Yeah, I mean, like it's still funny. Like that we joked about it before. Those kids being like, I want to be a streamer when I grow up. But sort of our parents' generation. If we were to say to them, I want to be a gamer when I grow up, you'd be laughed out of the room. Yeah. You'd get a clip behind the ears for a comment like that.
Slapped.
But yeah, so we are doing a review today. I've kind of come back and sort of dived right back into it. I really wanted to do Wukong, but I haven't finished it yet. Obviously, being away for 2.5 weeks, and it's a slow burn.
It's a meh game. It's such a meh game.
Oh.
As someone that I love these types of games, and
what?
Like,
have you played it?
I've been playing Wukong on my PC.
Like the one I'm playing, the monkey one.
Yeah, and I've been playing it on MK as well.
And
look, it's been enjoyable. The combat's nice.
How have you finished it?
But it's like I haven't finished it. I'm about halfway through.
When I asked, have you played any games while I'm away, I would have thought you would have told me that one.
Oh man, tons. I'm playing COD, Apex, Minecraft, Ghost of Tsushima.
And you think it's meh?
Dredge. Started Dredge.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Dredge.
Played Wukong.
So we're talking about the monkey one that came out of China. Yeah, the new one. Okay, yeah. And you think it's meh?
Yeah.
Okay, well, screw the review. Why do you think it's meh?
I think that it's... Okay. I think maybe it's good at what it is, but I don't think what it is a particularly good product. Like, I think that the armor, the upgrades, they're not exclusive to each player. Like, you go on a very linear journey with this guy. You all get the same upgrades. It's always the same fight.
I mean, like,
it's also just like you beat a boss and the next thing you do is just verse another boss.
Yeah, I mean, there is that to it. And, I sort of have made this comment to Emma, if I've been playing my way through it, of like, the storyline isn't resonating with me. I don't really, the Chinese gods, these kind of things. I think God of War as a gods in the realm and that kind of storytelling, they could have kind of taken a bit more of that and a bit more character development. But, I sort of put that to one side and I'm still really enjoying just the exploration, the versing the bosses, the upgrade pathways. You know, I kind of feel like it's a bit of a Lords of the Fallen-esque kind of thing, or Sekiro. Not that I've played either of those games, but I feel like that's in the conversation. But comparing it to an Elden Ring, where there is so much more tailoring of your armor sets, your skill sets, your mage abilities, that obviously still is absolutely AA tier. But this one, I didn't mind it. You know, I probably, you know, obviously when we get to reviewing it, when I finish it, and if you finish it, if you keep playing it, you know, I probably think it's going to end up probably in a 7.5, 8 area.
Yeah, like it's you know, like you don't play Tekken or Mortal Kombat and expect an open world. Like I'm not marking it down because of that. Like it's good at what it does. It's just, I think it was the hype. It didn't live up to it for me. Anyway, and I've played Sekiro, and Sekiro is similar, but the storyline in Sekiro is phenomenal. The world building in Sekiro is amazing. The combat is phenomenal.
So it's probably exceeding it in a number of categories, it sounds like. I just think also it's an element often of when these games come out, and like what else is out at the time that it's kind of coming up against, because everybody's kind of gone through and played a lot of the games we're referencing it back to and that we're comparing it to. But I found it was in a clean bit of air. You know, because Space Marine 2 was probably the only other one that was really close in release date to it.
Have you played that yet?
I have not.
Fucking meh as well.
Yeah, I feel really bad that I kind of pushed you to go, do it, it's great.
No, like
I kept seeing a lot of Instagram posts of people raving about it, but then I kind of read further into it, and it's like, the multiplayer is apparently what everybody's been enjoying, but the single player is really kind of one-dimensional.
Yeah, but like I don't need another online multiplayer game, and I certainly don't need another one I want to grind at.
Yeah.
And I get it, if you're a 40k player, go and enjoy it, sure.
Yeah.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
But like when you buy a game, you buy the base game. Like, and it's just like I did the first 6 missions, and I was like, I've just done the same missions 6 fucking times. New area, same enemy builds, build a parameter, shoot them off a fucking pole. Same thing.
I think, like, you know, that's often where gaming development companies kind of put a foot wrong of deciding we're going to focus more on the multiplayer side of things, and like the single player campaign is really more a tutorial to kind of cut your teeth. Like Call of Duty often got labeled as that, and then there was that other one.
COD massively.
Titanfall 1. Do you remember that was sort of, they imbued the campaign kind of into the multiplayer where flew in.
I thought that was the second one.
No, it was the first one. The second one they did a single campaign completely through, fully thought out.
Yeah,
and that was much, much better.
Yeah, I don't know. I think also just with 40k, I'm discovering that I like movement, and you're slow in that game.
It is.
You're heavy,
it's very,
you're slow,
lumbering.
You know, you're basically like a fuck. What do you call them?
A Hulk.
Yeah, or like, what's the fucking word for him? I've forgotten it.
I don't know. Anyway,
if it comes back to me, I'll let you know. But yeah,
to the review.
Yeah,
as you're labouring over there, I'll pick us up. So the game review I'm doing today, it's called Riftbreaker. Now, this game, like, if anybody probably listening is probably expecting us to do a Space Marine 2, a Wukong, not some, like, you know, off the beating path game. But as we've said plenty of times before, you know, we wanted this pod to kind of make recommendations of a game that, you know, many people may not stumble across. And I stumbled across this game, and it reminded me of a game I played on, like...
Juggernaut. That was the fucking word I was thinking of.
There we go.
Yeah. Juggernaut, the big motherfuckers.
Now you've just thrown me completely off my line. So it reminded. Do you remember back in high school where you would play like Java games on like a web browser?
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, you know, I'm trying to think. Newgrounds. You remember Newgrounds? Like, I think that was what one of the websites was called.
Yeah.
I remember coming across a game on there that was a bit of like a twin stick shooter where, you know, I was playing on an M&K, so you're moving kind of left and right with your mouse, then looking around and kind of shooting with the other one, classic twin stick. And you were a mech warrior and kind of upgrading your armor set. And that one was really like one-dimensional, probably only a couple of levels, but I remember enjoying it a lot. This game is like that, dialed up to like a fucking 100. And if you enjoy the StarCrafts, the Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, Warcraft of back in the day, where you are resource gathering, building an empire, sort of constructing a thing, and you wanted one that was futuristic, sort of StarCraft-esque, this game is for you.
Really? I might give this a go, because that's kind of what I'm looking for.
What it does so fantastically is it melds the moments of building and action seamlessly. So a lot of these RTSs, you kind of go into, here's all my troops, and I construct them all. It's a, fuck, you know, you've called me out, RTS. There's a thing, it's real-time strategy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, nailed it. Yeah, no hesitation there. And so there's so the thing often occurs is you construct the whole army and then you point and click and say, go here, go here, go here. While I'm constructing this, while I'm telling my peasant, top down. Right. While I'm telling my peasants, go mine this area, mine that, and it's very slow. It's very slow, because you can pause time. In this, you don't. So you go seamlessly within this mech warrior of constructing a wall, a resource gathering, all the rest of it, and then a horde of fucking enemies hit you, and you've then, like twin stick shooting, just melt a whole army of aliens. And it's so satisfying, and it's visually fantastic, like beautiful fucking game, really good. So I've kind of given you a bit of a precursor into this, and let me go deeper into this. So it was released back in 2021. Since then, this Polish developer, Exor Studios, has put 2 DLCs out, and recently they've even released a roadmap ahead, and they're coming out with co-op multiplayer, which was a heavily requested feature of the game, as they always tend to be. So it's still under development and being improved upon all the time. And I played this back sort of in a bit of a gap of gaming, stumbled across it, put in some hours into it, and I mean, like, you get your money's worth of this game. It is very addictive, and the sort of diving now into sort of the category. So storyline, world building. Storyline is a drop for me. This is where it kind of doesn't do fantastic. Super simplistic. You are a chick in a mech warrior. What's it called? Mr. Riggs. You're sent to another planet to prep it for colonization. That's the premise.
Okay.
Beyond that, there is just exploration and many kind of challenges along the way. But, when it comes to storyline and character dev, which sort of jumping ahead, it's the 2 areas where it's just one-dimensional.
Yeah.
This isn't a story-based game. And I love my story games.
Yeah.
This was a frustration for me that they could have done better in this area.
It's hard for a top-down game in that category.
But it's not. I mean, look at StarCraft. Look at World of Warcraft. Look at Age of Empires. StarCraft. Fantastic storyline.
Starfield.
StarCraft. All of these RTS. All of them. Fantastic storylines. Like, you can so easily do a good storyline even if it's top down. You just put a bloody cutscene in and then Bob's your uncle, off you go. It doesn't really impact it, So storyline and the character dev, simplistic. So world building, very similar. Simplistic. So this is off the jump an area that it does not get a high point. Do you want me to tell you? I'll give it's a 6.
Okay.
Straight up, it's a 6 in this thing. I don't know if the DLCs have expanded on this and improved upon it, but there is a lot of biomes. And sort of it changes a lot, and if you're sort of maybe coming off a Diablo, this is probably...
That's what I was thinking of. I was going to draw parallels here.
Then this would be a game, but it's futuristic. So, a lot of these games tend to be more of the kind of like... I don't know, sort of. I haven't seen many futuristic top-down suits like the Ascent. We reviewed the Ascent. This is very similar to that.
Yeah.
So yes, okay. Where are we up to? Field mechanics. This is where it fucking is good.
Yeah.
So the base building is fantastic. The top-down hack and slash twin stick shooting. That's a tongue twister. Was great. Just really nailed it. There's so many upgrade pathways that change the game radically. You have so many various weapons that you can use, so many different buildings and types of buildings you construct and pathways you can go down that really changes the core dynamic of the game, quite amazingly so. And there's sections where hordes of enemies are charging towards you and you're just ripping through them, and it's so satisfying. It scratches that itch of just pure blood, guts, mayhem as you just murder an innocent sort of species that you've just decided you're going to colonize their planet.
Yeah. The natives.
The natives, apologies.
That rightly have a problem with what you're doing.
And it's just really easy to pick up and really smooth play.
Channeling some of your white there, aren't you?
I'm not commenting on that. So the challenge and entertainment. So it is pretty challenging, surprisingly so. I found my times when I was playing it surprised how challenging it was that I died a bunch of times.
Yeah, okay. They just run through your base.
They just rip through me. Yeah.
And what happens to your resources after that? Do you have to rebuild?
So you can play hardcore, which wipes you completely out and you have to start all over again.
Permadeath,
yeah. Or you can do it where you sort of revive, then you have to go collect your body, your buildings are all ripped to shreds and you kind of have to restart a little bit of repairing.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so, and just to be clear on this, you are just one dude in a mech suit building these things. It's not like you have peasants or you have numerous mechs. It's one mech, you build a base, and then if you go out to forage and explore, you're just one person against a swarm of fucking enemies that get consistently harder as you play.
Yeah, right.
And these swarms eventually, like, you get a warning going swarm on arrival, you have 5 minutes and it ticks down.
Oh,
and
I like that.
It stresses you out because as the swarms get harder, you're looking like, if you're playing this on PC, you'll probably hear your PC like rev up as this thing is just like the sheer quantity of these fucking enemies come towards your buildings and base.
What's the graphics like?
Beautiful.
Yeah, really?
Like really bright colors. The explosions are fantastic. The audio is really good. It's really well done in this area.
Do they recommend you play it on M&K? Because I know some of these games
you could easily play on M&K. Yeah, like
were you playing controller? You said
I was playing controller, and
controller.
And it was fine. Fine on the Xbox. Worked really well. So where am I up to? Upgrade pathways, smooth, easy to pick up. So field mechanics 9.5. I really couldn't fault it in this area.
Yeah.
So challenge and entertainment, I think we already covered this. So yeah, hardcore difficulty I mentioned, sort of died in numerous times. Really addictive, the ways of enemies, buildings, fighting, exploring. So challenge 8.5.
Nice.
Character dev and build, I already sort of showed my cards on this one. The character dev wasn't great, but the build was really good.
Yeah, okay.
So, the upgrade tree and sort of the constructing of the various constructions and the various things that it can do. The upgrade tree is ridiculous. Like, you could spend like about 5-10 minutes kind of mapping your journey of the kind of mech warrior you want to create.
Okay.
And sometimes, a really detailed upgrade tree can be a bit boring, as you kind of, this is excessive. There's so many pathways here, but I didn't find it overwhelming. It was okay.
So kind of like rolled out nicely.
Yeah, kind of satisfyingly as you moved through the game. So loot and extras, character dev build, I gave an 8. So
okay.
Sort of I minus points for the lack of sort of character dev of the main chick, but that may be made better in the DLC. I haven't played them yet.
Due?
So 2 have already been released. A third one's set for this year. So
people are obviously responding to it.
Yeah, it's a lot of people are really enjoying it.
What you're telling me, it sounds like they're doing a lot of things right.
They are, and they're really responsive to the community as well. It's sort of one of these independent, smaller studios that have kind of really cracked a good game.
What's the price point?
So I mean, because it's been out for a couple of years, we're not talking top of the line.
40 bucks, maybe?
Sort of some 40, 50 Australian.
Crazy
like
when
that.
you just get kind of like a Roadhouse developer doing something good.
Yeah.
This is what I think about Mobius Digital, who did Outer Wilds. Like, just a fucking good game. It was $20.
Yeah. I mean, is Dredge an independent studio? Who made that one?
I don't know who Dredge is. I don't know who made Dredge, but
because there is I think we've talked about this before. Xbox doing really well at independent studios. These sort of and putting them on the Game Pass, and they're getting a bit of notoriety from it. It's really good.
Yeah, selecting their kind of smaller beasts like really well.
Yeah. So I'm up to loot and extras. So it scratches that itch, of the upgrading tree that, if you enjoy the progression of I'm slowly improving my character, my build, the base, all the rest of it, it really scratches that itch. It's got a great UI. The loot and exploration is good. You're kind of exploring a world. It's very, the maps are very large, and you come across better weapons and upgrades and stuff like that, which is satisfying, as we all know. The enemy variety is really good. We're not just talking one-dimensional Zerg sort of one
That's important
enemy.
for me.
Yeah, and the DLCs have only expanded on it and created more and more enemy types.
Yeah, I love that.
Which is great.
There's nothing better, especially in a DLC, when you get a new enemy and it drops a new piece of resource or a new piece of loot. And you're like, that's what DLC should do.
Yeah.
And that's such a refreshing thing for gamers. Especially when when you play a DLC, you're always mindful. You're like, it's the same game. It's kind of like how I feel about Remnant when we went back to it.
Yes.
Like the first run through Remnant was so fucking, I was obsessed with that game.
It's fun.
Then the DLC came out and it's like, is this going to re-engage me? But they did it well. New enemies, new resources, new storyline.
They've done another DLC, and we sort of keep saying we got to go back to that one. Give it a go.
We really should, because that's fucking... And I know a few people have messaged us off the back end of that
recommendation. I think that was a really good one that a lot of people picked up on.
Yeah. And it was a game that kind of just flew under.
I think so. Yeah, because the first one was great, but just kind of it was a little sort of not... What's the word? Polished.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a full polished AAA title, but it was still really good and really well done.
Yeah.
So I'm up to loot and extras. I've given it sort of visually stunning. I mentioned that. Really addictive. You'll get your money's worth. So I gave it a 9. So it's a high score on the loot and extras side. This game, just to
Nice.
sort of as you put calculating the scores here, if you play RTS games and you're looking for the next one that you want to play, definitely put this on your list. I had a lot of fun wasting hours in this of listening to music, sort of my own music, as I just kind of rocked around this world, built my bases, and just murdered the natural inhabitants of this poor other planet.
You know what's crazy is, as you were talking about, I was like, it sounds like No Man's Sky, just not first person. So
Yeah,
No Man's Sky is very sci-fi, very futuristic, different biomes, lots of autonomy, base building, lots of conflict with the native animals and inhabitants and shit like that. And it's funny because this comes in at 8.2, which is exactly where No Man's Sky came in as well. So they're tied.
I think that's a fair score, and a lot of people, other gaming sort of reviewers, put it in a very similar bracket. So that's a fair one.
It's interesting how these games are really coming back on the scene. Like, I feel like for the last decade, we've really gone into the third person rather.
Yeah,
RPG,
third person's a lot. Yeah,
open world,
yeah.
And then obviously with the battle royales and everything, like VR is becoming a thing. It's all going very first person.
Yeah,
and then you still hear about these top-down games that just do it well.
It's just like I agree with you that there's so not many. Like that Weird West was one that came out not long ago. Obviously Diablo, the most recent one, and they've recently done the expansion, but they sort of feel few and far between, and not a lot of gamers, I think, enjoy it so much. I mean, there's probably a really big community for a lot of the Sim Cities, and Civilization and those kind of games where you really sort of, or World War ones where you kind of, risk or whatever. But they are around and they are good. If you enjoy them, it's a lot slower paced. It's kind of a game that you can just play on your own, drop in, enjoy it. There's no stress involved. It's a stress reliever. In my opinion, it's not one that's going to cause you to grab the keyboard and throw it at the wall or something.
Yeah, and what's funny is all my favorite games have online components, and very rarely do I enjoy playing them online. Like No Man's Sky, like what you were saying, I just love jumping on it, just being me. Complete autonomy, make all the decisions. Yeah. No stress.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, each to their own. I'm not sort of mad on it. The only reason I play sort of multiplayer is to play with you lads, and I'm excited that this Riftbreaker game is coming out with a co-op. When it drops on a co-op, maybe we give it a run.
Well, we have fucking few things to run through.
I know, Remnant. Remnant's probably the one I feel most guilty about that we got to go back to.
I
sort of if I ever start a game and then don't continue on it, it annoys me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of fucking sits there.
It sits there and stares at you, and it's like,
it kind of makes you feel bad. It's like a book.
Yeah.
You start a book, you're halfway through, you're like, I'm enjoying that book. I just don't feel like reading right now.
Yeah.
It just gives you the eyes every day.
Yesterday, Em and I was sitting on the couch, and I was sort of looking through my game list, and I felt bad because I feel like she was getting bored of watching me play Wukong just because there's no goddamn story in that game. Yeah, she agrees with me. And so I pulled out a bunch of games, and I let her choose. I was like, do you want to play this one? Do you want to play that one? Like, which one would you be entertained if I played based on reading the blurb on the back? And there was Metro 2033, and then what was the other one? Oh god, I'm forgetting the name of it. Prey.
Oh yeah.
And Prey continuously comes up in list of game of having really good story. Really, really good. And a lot of people listening to this will be like, both fantastic games. I mean, Metro, based on a book, there's been 3 in the series that have come out. So I put Metro back in the Xbox, booted it up. Of course, I had a save game from about 5 years ago that I made about 2 hours progress into. Started again, made about 2 hours progress, looked at Em and was like, you enjoying this? And she was like, not really. And I was like, taking that boy out then. And then put in Prey, had a save from 2-3 years ago, made it 7 hours in, started again, played it for an hour or two, looked at her and was like, let's put the NRL grand final on, and then I'm probably never going to pick it up again.
I love that. Sometimes it's so funny when you load back into a game, you're like, where the fuck am I? Have you seen that reel?
Yeah.
You've seen the reel where it's like a fucking Fast and the Furious scene where they're in a car chase and the guy just starts screaming, and the tag is like, when you load up a game you haven't played in a while, and you're like, you're right in the middle of it. It fucking got me good. Speaking of the grand final, the NRL grand final, congrats to Penrith.
Yeah, really good game. I enjoyed. I'm not an NRL person, but I enjoyed that more than I enjoyed the AFL grand final.
They were
I'll tell you that much.
fucking solid.
Yeah,
it was just good game plan, great execution.
Yeah,
phenomenal defense. It just shows. This is what I was saying. It just shows that the way to win big games is to just defend, stick to your game plan, take your opportunities.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why it wasn't a high-scoring game. It was 16-6, 14-6, whatever.
I mean, easier said than done, but
of course, easier said than done. Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, we're now going into that phase now where sort of all the winter sport are closing up shop. We've kind of got maybe some international still of the rugby union, Formula One still going on, but we're going into cricket now in Australia, or if you're an NFL fanatic, you've obviously got NBA, I think, is playing at the moment. I don't know.
I think the NBA is still coming back, but the NFL has started full.
I feel like soccer is on constantly throughout, it's non-stop. Yeah.
Golf, surfing, there's some good substitutes.
Yeah, true.
But I was very sad there was no Formula One race this weekend.
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck, man? Who takes a summer break for 4 weeks and has one race and takes another 3-week break?
That's the logistics of moving all those cars across the planet. Dicks. I'm waiting for them to really... I know they've started doing this, but realigning the calendar so it makes it a really seamless journey across the planet instead of this fucking zigzag bullshit they do.
Do you know why, though?
What
I reckon because all the different cities, they bid for their spot on the rotation based on their peak tourism.
Interesting.
Periods of the year.
Yeah, you're probably right. But it just sort of makes more sense, I guess, because then you're just burning, sort of killing the planet as you're like, right, well, now we're going back to France and we're going back to Europe.
Shit. They don't believe in it. It's such
I don't know. They're starting to think about it, I think. Anyway.
I don't trust the FIA.
Yeah, well, neither do I after what they did to Lewis Hamilton.
That's fair. Anyway. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry, it's a quick shotgun 30-minute one for you.
Yeah, short little quick one. The Riftbreaker, worth a play. Apologies, I've been offline for 2.5 weeks. We'll get back to a bit more consistency now that I'm back.
Hook in, follow, rate,
slap us around.
Slap us around. Share your opinions. Email info@theeveninggamer.com.au.
That's it.
Okay. Don't be an NPC.
Keep leveling the fuck up.
Cheers.